everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is a collaboration with Miss Vindicat ASMR. If you don't know her, she is like one of the originals. She uploaded her first ASMR video back when it was still the Whisper community in 2010. So she's been doing ASMR for 9 years, and similar to me, she does simple whisper videos, which I just love listening to. She has a great whisper. So definitely go check her out. She is from the Netherlands, so we decided as a collaboration that we were going to do a whispered facts video, but I am going to do it about the Netherlands and she's going to do it about my home country of Belgium. So if you want to learn more about my country, then make sure to check out the video on her channel. I will link it below as soon as it's available. And so yeah, let's just get into it. I'm also putting the microphone here. I'm gonna try that for future videos because it is omnidirectional, like it should pick up sound from everywhere. Yeah, let's test that. It does. And I feel like it always blocks half my face, which is a little distracting, so I'm just gonna try it this way and we'll see what happens with it. Okay, so I'm just gonna read them off my phone as I usually do. So let's just start. Using Holland to talk about the Netherlands is wrong. Holland comprises of the Dutch provinces of North and South Holland. It used to be the economically strongest region of the country, which is why it's so known. And that's very true because in Belgium, we call them Hollanders instead of the Dutch, and it's very much a insulting word. There's no animosity really between the Netherlands and Belgium. We are very fun neighbors. We poke fun of each other, but we actually really love each other. At least that's always been my experience. But you know, we do call them Hollanders, and I know a lot of people abroad say Holland when they mean the Netherlands, and I know that that's technically not correct because Holland is actually an area in the Netherlands. Neanderthal traces have been found near Maastricht, thought to trace back at least 250,000 years. There are 20 national parks in the Netherlands, as well as hundreds of woods and lakes. I didn't know that there's so many national parks. The Netherlands was the first country to legalize same-sex marriage. It did so in 2001. Yeah, I know she's going to mention that fact about Belgium, but Netherlands is always the most progressive in the world. They're always the first country to do something incredible, and Belgium is always the second. We follow suit. Did you know that Dutch isn't the only national language in the Netherlands? Frisian, the language spoken in the province of Friesland, is too. Only 50% of the Netherlands has land exceeding 1 meter above sea level, with most of the areas below being man-made. Amsterdam is one of the most popular cities in the Netherlands and home to at least 200 different nationalities. According to the 2013 United Nations World Happiness Report of 2013, the Netherlands was ranked 4th happiest country in the world. The Dutch are the biggest licorice eaters in the world. They consume 32 million kilos of the stuff every year. I love licorice. There are still over 1,000 traditional working windmills in the Netherlands. 19 of these can be found at the UNESCO World Heritage Site of Kinderdijk. KLM, the Dutch national airline, is the oldest national airline in the world. It was founded in 1919. What we now know as gin was invented as Genever in the Netherlands in the 16th century and originally used for medicinal purposes. Nowadays, gin and Genever are exactly the same thing anymore, and the name Genever can only be used for that kind of liquor made in Belgium, the Netherlands, 2 northern French departments, and 2 German federal states. You can learn all about that at the Geneva Museum in Belgium. Yeah, Belgium's very big on Geneva. There are almost no streets in the Dutch village of Giethoorn, but there are many canals, which is why it's also known as the Venice of the Netherlands. The Netherlands has the 13th highest per capita income in the world, according to the International Monetary Fund. Perhaps that's why it is such a happy country. The audio tape, the videotape, and the CD were all invented in Eindhoven by the Dutch company Philips. With over 4.2 million international visitors, Amsterdam is now Europe's 5th busiest tourist destination. Amsterdam is entirely built on wooden poles 11 meters deep. This is due to its soil, which consists of thick layers of clay and fen. There are about 15,000 kilometers of bike lanes in the Netherlands. Yeah, I think the Netherlands might be the biggest bike country in the world. Almost everyone cycles over there. The Dutch people are the tallest in Europe, with an average height of 1.81 to 1.84 meters for adult males and 1.67 to 1.70 meters for women, which is probably just as well if things get a bit watery. There are more bikes, over 18 million, in the Netherlands than there are people. Planes at Schiphol Airport, Amsterdam, actually land about 3 to 4.5 meters below sea level. The Netherlands are famous for their tulips, but tulips originally didn't grow there. They were imported from the Ottoman Empire in the 17th century. Today, the Netherlands is the biggest producer and exporter of tulips in the world. But not just tulips. 75% of the world's flower bulbs come from the Netherlands. The royal palace situated at Dam Square is built on at least 13,659 wooden poles. Home births are very popular in the Netherlands, with something like 30% of all Dutch babies being born at home. Almost 70% of the Netherlands' land area is reclaimed from lakes and sea. The Dutch Max Havelaar certificate was the first fair trade certificate in the world. Because the land is so flat, the country's highest point, which is 323 meters high, is actually referred to as a mountain. It's located in Valserberg. The lowest point is the Zuidplaspolder and lies 7 meters below sea level. The Dutch national anthem, the Wilhelmus, is the oldest national anthem still in use. It was written in 1568 and used ever since, although it only became the official national anthem in 1932. The Dutch national flag is also the oldest tricolor flag, dating back to 1572. Rotterdam largest seaport in Europe. The Dutch are estimated to have at least 18 million bicycles. In 2013, the Netherlands, together with Denmark, were ranked by the European Cyclists Federation as the most bike-friendly countries in Europe. The Netherlands was a founder member of the Euro, swapping their gulden to the Euro on January 1st, 1999. Actually, anecdote about that, so is Belgium, and I remember 1999, God, I was 17. On New Year's Eve, my friend and I, at like right before midnight, went to the nearest ATM and stood in line because a lot of people had the same idea to get the first euros out as soon as they were made available on midnight of January 1st. The Amsterdam Stock Exchange is the world's oldest stock exchange. The Netherlands has produced many well-known painters, including famous names such as Rembrandt, Vincent van Gogh, and de Koning. There are at least 22 Rembrandt paintings and 206 works by Van Gogh in Amsterdam alone. There are 1,281 bridges in Amsterdam. The microscope was invented in the Netherlands in the 16th century. In Amsterdam, you can find Europe's first and only addiction clinic called Smith & Jones. It treats everything from gambling addictions to substance addictions and video gaming addictions. It's interesting because I feel like when you watch TV, at least, that in the United States, they seem to have rehab clinics everywhere. And yet, Amsterdam has the only one in Europe, in the whole of Europe. Wow. The famous tulip garden, Keukenhof, is the largest flower garden in the world. Well-known Dutch actors include Rutger Hauer, who played in Blade Runner, Famke Janssen, who played in The X-Men, and Carice Van Houten, who played in Game of Thrones. The highest cable density in Europe is in the Netherlands. Pedestrians are not allowed to walk on the specially designated bike lanes found all over the country. When Dutch school children pass their exams, both a Dutch flag and a school bag is hung outside their homes. If you're from the Netherlands, could you confirm to me if that's true? Because I've never heard of that. I find that strange. Did you know that carrots didn't used to be orange? They were black, yellow, red, purple, or white. An orange variant was made in honor of the House of Orange that led the revolt against the Spanish and later became the Dutch royal family. That, by the way, is also why orange is the Dutch national color, even though the Dutch flag's colors are red, white, and blue. A Dutch person will cycle 2.5 kilometers per day on average and 900 kilometers per year. There are approximately 1,000 museums in the Netherlands, 42 of them situated in Amsterdam. The Netherlands has been a constitutional monarchy since 1815 and since 1848 a parliamentary democracy. It has always had a coalition government. The telescope was invented in the Netherlands in the 17th century. Though Amsterdam is the capital of the Netherlands, the seat of government is in The Hague. New York City was first called New Amsterdam and was founded as a Dutch colony. Both Australia and New Zealand were discovered by the Dutch. Australia was named New Holland after the Dutch province, and New Zealand is named after the province of Zeeland. The latter is a great place to spend a weekend, by the way. The most popular tourist souvenirs from the Netherlands include clogs, miniature windmills, cheese, and tulips. Although it were the Portuguese who discovered tea in East Asia, it was the Dutch who started to import it commercially into Europe in 1610. Tea didn't get to the UK until about 40 years later. A popular Dutch snack is raw herrings topped with onions. It is in Belgium too. Some well-known Dutch film directors include Fons Rademakers, The Assault, Jan de Bont, Speed, and Anton Corbijn, A Most Wanted Man. I'm surprised this doesn't include Paul Verhoeven, who directed Basic Instinct. Despite occupying only 0.008% of the world's surface, the Netherlands is its third largest agricultural exporter. Dutch foreign policy has always been characterized by its neutrality. At only 1%, the Dutch have the lowest incidence of lactose intolerance of any country. In Groningen, you can find the biggest bar in Europe, the Three Sisters, or Three Sisters, fits 3,700 people. My God, I would feel claustrophobic in there. The Netherlands is the world's biggest exporter of cheese. Its dairy industry worth a mind-blowing 7 billion euro. The Dutch have been making cheese since 400 AD. The Dutch wear rain suits in lieu of umbrellas because of the blustery winds. Don't know if that's true either. The Netherlands was one of the 6 founding members of the European Union. If all the dikes controlling the water in the Netherlands would be put one behind the other, they would make a chain of almost 80,000 kilometers long. The province of Flevoland was almost entirely won from the water, and it would only take 48 hours for it to flood entirely if one of the dikes broke. Flevoland is about 3 times the size of Manhattan in New York. 70% of the world's bacon comes from the Netherlands. Wow, did not know that. In the Netherlands, 4 out of 10 people work part-time. That's the highest number in the European Union. Alright, so that was it. I would say take them with a pinch of salt because we found a website of a guy who traveled to both countries and decided to write like a blog post with a whole bunch of facts that he uncovered, so I'm sure he found them somewhere online. But I don't know if all of them are true. However, I really enjoyed reading those. I used to go to the Netherlands a lot when I was younger, and I knew that it pioneered a lot of things in Europe, but I didn't know that they were like leaders for so many things, or that they had like the highest or one of the highest agricultural export and stuff like that. So it was really interesting to read that. Like I said in my travels video as well, however brief that I talked about it, the Netherlands is a really beautiful country and definitely always worth a visit if you're nearby. So I hope you enjoyed that. Please don't forget to check out Miss Vindicat's video with facts about Belgium, and I will see you in